Today is not an ordinary day. This date, September 8th, has been circled in heaven's calendar long before you ever drew your first breath. It has been written into eternity, hidden in prophecy, and set apart as a moment when something would break open over your life. And I, Archangel Michael, have been standing here, waiting, watching, guarding. For 2 hours, I have been poised with the weight of this message burning like fire upon my tongue. For 2 hours, the heavens have held their breath, waiting for the moment when you would be ready, when the hands of the clock and the purposes of God would align perfectly. Why did I wait? Why did heaven not release this sooner? Because divine timing is never random. It does not move too early, and it never arrives too late. It strikes like lightning, precise, sharp, unmissable. And this very moment is that strike. Think of it, the last 2 hours have not been empty. In those unseen moments, battles were being fought around you. Dark forces tried to weave confusion in your mind, tried to distract you, tried to make you scroll past, close your eyes, or convince yourself this was not for you. They knew if you lingered long enough to hear my words, chains would shatter. They knew if you leaned in, even for a second, the grip they've had on your destiny would begin to slip. So they worked hard to keep you from this encounter. Doubt whispered, "This is nothing. Walk away." Weariness tried to pull your attention elsewhere. Circumstances even rose like shadows to keep you occupied with worries, with fears, with noise. And yet, you are here. You are reading. You are listening. You are exactly where heaven wants you to be. Do not underestimate the weight of that. Do not imagine this as coincidence. You could have been anywhere, doing anything. But the design of heaven has placed you here, in this very moment, with your eyes on these words, your heart open enough to sense that something bigger is at work. For 2 hours, I have been waiting to tell you this because there is a mystery in delay. Delay sharpens hunger. Delay exposes what is counterfeit. Delay prepares the soil of your heart so that when the word comes, it will not bounce off shallow ground, but take root and produce what it was sent to accomplish. And now the wait is over. The clock has struck. The alignment is here. Child of God, understand, heaven is never careless with its timing. Just as stars are hung with exact precision, just as oceans move under the pull of the moon, just as the sun rises without fail in its appointed hour, so too does the word of the Lord move with flawless accuracy. If you hear this now, it is because now is the only moment that could carry the weight of what I am about to reveal. Feel the gravity of this moment. The seconds ticking on your clock are not ordinary. They are carrying the weight of eternity. Right now, heaven bends low toward you. Right now, angels surround, shielding you from interference. Right now, the voice of God thunders quietly within you, saying, "Do not look away. Do not let go. This is for you. I know what you have endured. I know the nights of silence, when your prayers felt unanswered. I know the heaviness you've carried, wondering if God had passed you by. I know the battles that seemed endless, the disappointments that pressed against your chest like heavy stones. Do not think heaven was blind to it. Every tear was counted. Every cry was recorded. Every wound was seen. And though you may not have realized it, I was there, shielding you when the enemy's blow could have been fatal, fighting for you when you were too weary to lift your head, standing between you and destruction when darkness tried to swallow you whole. For 2 hours, I have stood ready, burning with this word, waiting for the signal that the moment had come. And now, beloved, the moment is here. The delay is finished. The silence is broken. The message you have longed for is about to be spoken. Take this seriously. Do not treat this as common. Do not let familiarity rob you of the fire that is being poured out right now. For this is not just another day, and these are not just words. This is a decree. This is an announcement from the throne of heaven. This is the sword of the Spirit being placed into your hands. The clock has struck. The wait has ended. Heaven says, listen, stay, receive. Because what comes next will not only answer your questions, it will change the course of your destiny. Why today? Why this exact hour? Why did I, Archangel Michael, wait for 2 hours before opening my mouth to release this message? You must understand, moments like this are not accidents. They are divine intersections, where time and eternity touch. There are days that pass like shadows, where nothing seems different, where the routine of life carries you from sunrise to sunset. But then there are days like today, days that heaven has appointed, days that carry the weight of destiny, days that echo into eternity long after the clock stops ticking. This is such a day. The 2-hour wait was not wasted time. It was heaven's preparation. Think of it like the silence before a great storm breaks. That silence is not emptiness, it is charged with power. The atmosphere trembles, the air thickens, and everything is holding its breath because something unstoppable is about to happen. For 2 hours, that was what heaven was doing. Preparing you, aligning you, breaking through the fog that has tried to surround you so that you could hear clearly what is being spoken now. Do you not feel it? The weight of this moment presses upon your spirit. You may not see angels with your eyes, but you can sense them. You may not hear the thunder of heaven's voice with your ears, but your heart feels the tremble. The reason is simple. This moment matters more than you realize. Why? Because you have been living in a cycle of waiting, of unanswered questions, of endless striving. You have been asking, when will things change? When will the promises I've carried so long finally come to pass? When will the doors that are locked swing open for me? You have been caught in a loop that seemed unbreakable, like running on a wheel that never stops turning. But today, that cycle is challenged. Today, September 8th, a crack appears in the wheel, and heaven is saying, this is your exit point. This is your release. Understand this. Heaven measures time differently than you do. You look at hours, days, months, years. Heaven looks at appointed moments, seasons, and fullness. There are moments where what was impossible yesterday suddenly becomes possible today. Not because the situation changed on its own, but because heaven shifted the atmosphere. That is what this moment is. A shift. A crossing point. A line drawn between the old and the new. Do not mistake it for coincidence that you are hearing this message right now. Do not tell yourself, I could have read this later, I could have seen it tomorrow, it doesn't really matter when. No. If you miss this moment, you miss the alignment. If you ignore this timing, you risk delaying what heaven is releasing. Think of the stories you know, when waters parted, when chains fell, when prison doors opened. Did those things happen on just any day? No. They happened at precise, divinely appointed moments. A moment too early, and the way was still blocked. A moment too late, and the opportunity would have vanished. This is why today matters. This is why now matters. Because heaven has declared, the appointed time has come. Do you not see how the battles of the last season were meant to wear you down, to make you so weary that when this moment came, you would be too tired to recognize it? That is why the delays stretched so long. That is why resistance rose so fiercely. Because the enemy knew that if you ever arrived at this hour, if you ever stood at this threshold, nothing would stop what was coming next. But here you are. Weary, perhaps. Tired, yes. Bruised, but still standing. Still breathing. Still listening. Still here. That alone proves you have already won more than you know. This moment matters because it is the turning of the page. It is the day heaven draws a line in the sand and says, what has been will not continue. What delayed you cannot delay you any longer. What fought you cannot fight you forever. It matters because destiny is not vague, it is specific. Heaven has written chapters for your life, and though the pages may have been stuck, though the ink seemed invisible, today the next chapter is unveiled. But here is the truth, not everyone will recognize it. Many will treat today as common, as though it were just another date on the calendar. They will not pause. They will not listen. They will go about their lives unaware that heaven was speaking, unaware that a door was open, unaware that angels stood ready with swords drawn. But you have been chosen to hear. You have been marked to recognize the significance. Heaven did not allow you to miss it. And because you are here, because you are listening, because your heart is open, this moment is sealed for you. This is why this moment matters. It is not simply about hearing a message. It is about alignment. It is about stepping into a space where heaven and earth meet, where promises collide with reality, where the unseen becomes seen. The 2 hours of waiting were not wasted. They were the proving ground, the shaking loose of everything that could keep you from hearing. And now that the wait is over, heaven says, rise. Pay attention. This is your hour. This is your day. This is your moment. And now, the wait is over. The silence breaks. The reason I, Archangel Michael, have lingered for 2 hours is revealed in this, the message itself. Hear me clearly. You are not forgotten. You are not abandoned. You are not invisible. For too long, you have carried the weight of wondering if heaven saw you, if God heard you, if your prayers dissolved into empty space. You have questioned whether the promises whispered to your heart were real, or just fragments of your imagination. You have asked, why do I keep waiting? Why does breakthrough always feel one step out of reach? Today I speak the answer. Heaven has seen, heaven has heard, and heaven has moved on your behalf. The reason for the delay was not rejection. It was preparation. The fire you walked through was not to consume you, it was to refine you. The storms that battered you were not to destroy you, they were to strengthen you. The silence was not neglect, it was strategy. For in the quiet, your roots went deep, and in the struggle, your faith was forged into iron. This is the decree I release now. The season of endless delay is broken. Yes, hear it well. The circles you have walked in are ending. The invisible chains that held you back are snapping even as these words reach you. The doors that were bolted against you are being commanded to open. The opportunities that were snatched from your grasp will return in greater measure. But listen carefully, for this is not only encouragement, it is instruction. The word I carry is a sword. It cuts, it divides, it makes war against the atmosphere of resistance around you. And to wield it, you must believe it. Do not dismiss this moment. Do not say, perhaps another time, perhaps another day. For heaven does not repeat itself lightly. This is not a recycled word, it is a decree written with your name upon it. Here is what you must know. The closed doors will open. That which was denied you, not by reason of failure but by divine timing, will swing wide. What seemed impossible will suddenly become available. The resources will flow. Provision that was blocked, finances that were withheld, support that was missing, these will begin to appear. Not as scraps, but as abundance. The right alignments will come. People meant to walk with you will find you. Voices of encouragement, doors of opportunity, hands of partnership will appear at the right time. The draining connections, the ones that exhausted your spirit, will fall away. The hidden enemies will scatter. The whispers behind your back, the unseen forces pressing against you, these will crumble in the presence of the decree I speak now. What mocked you in silence will be silenced itself. Beloved one, heaven says, you have not labored in vain. The tears you shed in the dark were seeds. The sacrifices you made when no one saw were recorded. The prayers you prayed with trembling lips were stored in heaven's bowls. And today, on this day, September 8th, the bowls are tipped, and the answers are being poured out. But I must warn you, this blessing cannot be carried by casual hands. The word I release requires faith, requires alignment, requires your yes. If you treat it lightly, it will pass over you. If you embrace it, it will anchor itself to your life and no force in hell will pry it away. This is why I have been waiting. For 2 hours, I hovered, burning with this message, waiting for the exact alignment of heaven with your spirit. And now the message is released. Your story is turning. Your night is ending. Your dawn is breaking. The chapter of delay, of wandering, of silent agony, finished. The chapter of open doors, divine provision, supernatural breakthrough, beginning. Do not think small. Do not limit your expectation. For heaven never gives crumbs when it has prepared a feast. The release that comes now is greater than what you thought you lost, larger than what you imagined possible, deeper than what you dared to hope for. This is not compensation, it is restoration. And restoration always comes multiplied. So I command you, lift your head, strengthen your heart. Do not walk as though you are forgotten. Walk as one remembered. Walk as one chosen. Walk as one marked by heaven. Because this is not just a word. This is a decree. This is a shift. This is heaven announcing to earth. It is time. You have heard the message. You have felt the weight of it. You know this is not an ordinary moment, not an ordinary day. But now I must speak plainly. Hearing is not enough. Do you know how many hear the voice of heaven yet remain unchanged? Do you know how many stand at the threshold of breakthrough, only to turn back because they refuse to act? The power of a word is not only in its speaking, it is in your response. I, Archangel Michael, have delivered a decree. I have placed a sword in your hand. But what you do with it will determine whether it cuts through your obstacles or lies dormant, unused. Heaven never forces, it invites. The blessing has been released, but its manifestation depends on your alignment. Consider this truth. The children of Israel were promised a land flowing with milk and honey. Yet many of them never entered it. Why? Not because God's word failed, but because their hearts failed to believe. They doubted. They complained. They allowed fear to drown out faith. And so, though the promise was real, their response determined their outcome. So too with you. The breakthrough is real. The blessing is available. The decree has been spoken. But if you dismiss it, if you delay your response, if you choose unbelief, then the open door may close before you ever step through it. You must respond in faith. Not tomorrow. Not when it feels convenient. Now. In this very moment, while the atmosphere is charged and heaven's gates are open, you must anchor this word to your life. How? With your agreement. Agreement is the key that unlocks manifestation. Agreement is the echo of heaven's voice in your own mouth. When you say, I receive this, when you declare, this word is mine, you align your spirit with the decree and the power flows unhindered. Do not underestimate the authority of your agreement. Words are not empty breath. They are spirit, they are life, they are weapons. When you agree with heaven, you release a chain reaction in the unseen realm. Angels are dispatched. Obstacles are removed. Doors are commanded to open. But silence is also a response. To shrug, to postpone, to say, maybe later, is to side with delay. And delay has stolen too much from you already. I urge you, respond. Let your mouth declare what your spirit knows. Speak aloud, even now. I believe. I receive. I align with heaven's decree. Do not only think it. Do not only feel it. Speak it. For the word you speak carries creative power. This is your responsibility. Heaven has done its part. The decree is spoken, the blessing is released, the timing is aligned. Now the outcome rests in your hands. Will you hold it, or let it slip away? Will you seize the sword, or leave it lying on the ground? Do not repeat the mistakes of the past. Do not allow fear to paralyze you. Fear will whisper, it's too good to be true. Don't get your hopes up. Doubt will say, you've heard this before, nothing will change. But those voices are lies. They are the final resistance of an enemy who knows his grip is loosening. Your response determines the outcome. If you believe, you will see. If you doubt, you will remain where you are. The choice is simple, but it is eternal in consequence. So choose faith. Choose boldness. Choose to act as if the promise is already unfolding, because it is. Choose to walk as one who has been visited by heaven, because you have. And know this, when you respond, you are not standing alone. I, Michael, remain with you. The armies of heaven remain with you. The Spirit of God Himself goes before you. But your yes must open the door. Beloved one, this is the moment heaven has been leading you toward. This is the culmination of the waiting, the reason for the 2-hour delay, the unveiling of the decree. Today, September 8th, has been stamped in eternity as the day heaven spoke directly to you. Do not miss the weight of this. This is not merely a message, it is a summons. It is not simply words, it is a call to rise, to act, to walk in alignment with the purpose God has placed upon you. The heavens do not open lightly. When they do, it is because something is shifting, something must be established, something cannot wait any longer. And so I speak this final call: do not turn away. Do not dismiss what you have heard. Do not let the urgency fade as though it were only a passing thought. Seal this moment. Anchor it in your spirit. Speak it into your atmosphere. For what you carry away from this encounter will determine what unfolds in the days ahead. The enemy will attempt to whisper again. He will say, "Nothing really happened. You're imagining this. Nothing has changed." But hear me, everything has changed. From the moment this word was spoken, the spiritual climate around you shifted. Chains snapped. Barriers crumbled. The decree went forth into the unseen, and it cannot return void. Your responsibility now is to hold onto it. Guard it. Protect it as you would protect a flame in the wind. Feed it with faith, water it with declaration, shield it from doubt. Do not let distractions steal it, for distractions are thieves of destiny. Remember this: heaven does not measure your strength by how you begin, but by how you endure. And endurance requires remembrance. Do not let this word fade into the noise of daily life. Return to it. Meditate on it. Speak it aloud when you feel weak. Declare it when circumstances contradict it. For the decree of heaven is always stronger than the evidence of earth. Now hear the benediction, the blessing I have been commanded to leave with you. May the doors that have long been shut before you swing wide with divine authority. May the chains of delay and disappointment that bound your feet be shattered beyond repair. May every hidden enemy scatter in confusion, unable to stand in the light that now surrounds you. May the resources of heaven flow into your life, bringing provision, abundance, and overflow. May the people appointed to walk with you be divinely aligned, while every draining connection falls away. May your spirit be strengthened, your faith be fortified, and your heart be filled with unshakable courage. And above all, may you never again walk as one forgotten. From this day forward, walk as one chosen, one remembered, one anointed for such a time as this. Beloved, the heavens rejoice over this moment. The Father smiles upon you. The Spirit strengthens you. And I, Michael, together with the host of heaven, stand as your defenders, your protectors, your companions in the battles to come. But remember, the choice is yours. Heaven has spoken, but your response determines your outcome. Align yourself. Declare your agreement. Step boldly into the path now illuminated before you. For today is not like yesterday. Today is not ordinary. Today, September 8th, the decree has gone forth. Your night has ended, your dawn has come, your destiny advances. I have spoken all I was commanded to speak. The heavens bear witness. The earth receives record. The angels stand ready to act upon your faith. So take courage. Rise up. Go forward. And may the peace, the power, and the protection of the Most High surround you all your days. This is the final call. This is the benediction. I, Archangel Michael, have delivered the message. The rest is in your hands.